Good evening. This is David Lynn coming to you with another coffee talk, number 286, 7 p.m. Central Time, Monday, March the 5th, 2024. And tomorrow, school goes back into session. We have a week's worth of activities and work days, and then the kids come back next Tuesday. Joseph Moore, welcome. And KP Heathen. Hope you're both doing well. I got a message from the Black Widow that she got her box and she's thinking about doing an unboxing or a mail call. Look forward to that. And if you speak of the devil appears. Was your ears burning, Black Widow? Holly Ivans, welcome Holly Ivans. I was saying probably before a couple of you got in here that this is my last day before I go back to work officially. I've been having to go to some trainings and meetings and various things, but tomorrow is an official training day. I'm going to go through 2 days of what they call nuts and bolts, which is basically all the basic campus training that they require you to do. And that will start tomorrow. Bradazzle, welcome Bradazzle. Hillbilly Josh, welcome Hillbilly Josh. So, the Black Widow got hers. The next person on my list will be Devil Dog Prepper. And he's recovering from surgery to remove a tumor from around his optic nerve in his eye. He's been suffering a lot of pain and he hasn't really been doing that much. Pray for him. Uncle Al Day Bullfrog's also having some health issues. And pray for both of them. I had some communications today. I'm tired. Had some communications today from Dave and Echo, my friends in Georgia, southern Georgia. They had that storm come through and they had a temporary power outage. The power's back now. It wasn't that bad for them. It was a category 1 when it came in, but they're a little bit inland, so they start losing strength as soon as they hit land. So they got wind and rain, but they're doing okay. And I prayed for them that the storm wouldn't mess them up where they live. Dave did a couple of update videos where he was saying, the rain's burned it, it burns. He was out, getting a little bit of the rain, and he did a couple of updates. And congratulations to David Echo, Yoda, and Living My Best Life. They've been together for a year. Echo was telling a story about how I got them together. I introduced them. Everybody, please leave a like to support the channel. I appreciate them. Should be Levitt in the house with 6 likes right now. Please leave a like if you haven't done so. So, another opportunity for a goodie box, and I'll be starting second round boxes on some folks that I'd previously sent a box to with some different stuff in it. If you want to qualify for my 1,700 subscriber giveaway, when I reach 1,700 subscribers, and right now I'm 25 short. I started this video at 1,675. It was my hope, and I said this a month or so back, that I would be at 1,700 when the new school year started. However, I'm about 25 short. So please leave a like and a supportive comment on each of the last 5 videos that I will have released when I hit 1,700 to have your name in the hat when I do a drawing for my goodie box. And Melinda Elliott, welcome Melinda Elliott. And I have been repeating that. I put that in my videos. Now I don't really put descriptions. I don't do descriptions for my live streams. I don't do descriptions for my shorts. I do when I release a video. And the last video I released has 39 views. That was the goodie box for the Black Widow. The prior video I released has 69 views, and that was the video I did. It's like about a minute 45 seconds long, and that was the video I did of the Bouge RV CR45 compressor-driven refrigerator freezer. There may be one more video prior to my hitting 1,700, maybe 2. I'm planning on doing a couple of gifts for Dave and Echo and for Uncle Al, or the first 2. They'll get a second round. Well, it might be a third round for them, but I periodically will send them stuff. They periodically send me stuff. So I would encourage you, if you have not done so, to take the time to go back and to leave me a real nice comment, leave me a like and a real nice comment. Be greatly appreciated. It'll also help you when it comes time for me to do the drawing of the names. The last drawing I did for 1,600, there were only 9 names in that hat. 9 names. The 2 previous ones I did, when I did the 14, the 1,500, each one had over 40 names. Over 40 names. So it took me a while to get to that next level. It took me a long while to get to 1,600. And I did do several videos in between. And it is what it is, but you do need to do a comment, if you would, a like and a comment on each of the last 5. That being said, right now I'm at 16.8K views, a little lower than. There have been some days I haven't done anything, so I'm down. Likewise, I'm down on my watch time. I'm at 1,400. I'm at 414 minutes. That's down. My current short that I did a couple of hours ago has 98 views. I did one, I think, early this morning, and it has a little over 300 views. My last live had 161 views. That was the one I did yesterday. And like I said, the last video that I released, which was of the box for the Black Widow, 39 views. 9 in the house. Take care, Hillbilly Josh. Appreciate you. Nita's Cooking Show. Hello, Nita. Thank you for coming. So I experienced my own SHTF as far as I believe my main checking account was compromised. I had a purchase come through that was from Honolulu, Hawaii. I didn't do any. It was a $5 purchase, and it's like, whoa, what's going on here? Because every day I check my accounts to see what's going on, and my daughter thought that it might be a phishing attack where somebody had managed to get to it, and they just did a test to see if it would go through, or if they then later on they could hit me hard. So I transferred money out of the account, and I opened up some additional accounts, separated some stuff out, and I used my secondary account as my main account now. So I had to go through the trouble of contacting everybody that I have accounts with. Thank you for linking accounts, channels, Melinda. I appreciate it. So yeah, better be safe than sorry. Dawn dish soap will unclog a toilet. Well, that's good to know. No need for a sewer rooter and a plunger, huh? Okay. Hello, Ulysses. But I've been going through it for several days, contacting various accounts. Friday I went over to take care of my payroll. I got that taken care of. I'm still in the process of trying to deal with my retirement system, where they gotta send me a form. I gotta fill it out. I gotta send it back to them, and then so it is what it is. And there's still a couple of minor ones that I have to deal with. I told my daughter, you can deal with Netflix and you can deal with Hulu. Took care of Prime. Oh man, I don't know. I just don't know. I was talking to some of these people because sometimes you have to wait. You have to wait when you're dealing with them, and sometimes you're on hold, and sometimes I don't know. But I was talking with the lady with the retirement system, and I was telling her, I said, ma'am, I said, well, she said that they had frozen my mail because in June they had sent me something and they had gotten it back. I didn't. So they had frozen my account for delivery. Now that didn't affect my automatic deposit, but if I would not have known, because I didn't get any follow up. I didn't get any contact or anything as to what was going on, and I was really surprised about it. I was really surprised. So she was telling me about that. And I said, well, ma'am, I periodically get mail from other people in my box. I always return it to the post office. I mean, I always put it back in the mail so that they can try to get it right. Maybe, I don't know. I told them that, a week or so back, person from 3 streets over from me said that they had got a package for me in their box. Now, I didn't ask, well, do you live at such and such and such and such on your street? Maybe they had the right number in the wrong street. I didn't ask that. It's just, the mail service, the postal service is getting bad. I sent a $20 gift card and a birthday card to my cousin's daughter. She's like a niece to me, and it was in Georgia. She said she never got it. So somebody probably received that card, and there really has been enough time for them to send it back to me. Somebody probably received that card, opened it up, saw that gift card, kept it, and said thank you. That's how bad the mail service is. It's really getting, mail delivery and mail service is really getting bad. So that's my own little version of SHTF. Please feel free to drop your links. So Dave was saying that they have some of the stuff that I had sent them, and they've got all those preps and such that I'd sent them together so that in an emergency they can use them. Well, I'm going to send them some more items. One of the things I'm putting in my follow-up boxes, and I actually gave these to the Black Widow, is like the emergency blankets, these little emergency blankets. And, oh Christ, where are you? Like rain ponchos. And I'm going to start. And then also, did I send you one of these? I don't remember. I might have sent you one of these. But these are going in the follow-up boxes. I got a bunch of these at a good price. Right now I'm figuring out things to put in the follow-up boxes. But those are some things I'm going to put in. Oh, well, Dave remembers. Well, I will be. Don Myers. Hello, Don Myers. Welcome to my channel. All right, Don, you should be a standard moderator now. Don is not a content creator, but he is certainly welcome. Hillbilly left. He had to go pick up his wife. Miss Anne Marie Angel. Welcome, Miss Anne Marie Angel. And the Lord bless you and your health, Anne Marie. This is my dress down. I pulled off the dress shirt, the slacks. I'm wearing shorts. I'm tired. I got up early this morning. I'm going to have to start getting up, about 5:30. I've got the alarm set for 5:30 in the morning. I got up early this morning. And new school year, I'm excited. I believe I did a before and after, and it's still not done. I'll do another short of my room when it's complete. It's a work in progress right now. There's still one naked bulletin board towards the back of the room, but I'll do another one when I get it completely done. And The first one basically just shows the wreck, and the second one is a big improvement. I talk to people. Well, I'm sorry, Widow. When I get around to the follow up, you'll get one from me. I was for a number of years. I'm retired. I got 30 years in with the retirement system. I was retired for 5 years. I came back last year and I started teaching. And when you start out in education, you start out as a teacher, and then after a period of time, hey, Zach, the frugal gardener, welcome. Let me come on now. Let's see. Top chat. Where are you? Here we go, Zach. As a moderator, you're now standard moderator. There you go, my friend. If y'all have not connected with Zach, please connect with Zach, the frugal gardener. I was looking at some of his stuff earlier today, in between naps, in between work and naps. I've been walking around. No, I don't think they had belly buttons, Dave. It was a bare bulletin board. But we went over to the education store and got a bunch of stuff. So I got neat stuff to put on it. No problem, Zach. I'm a friend to those who befriend me. I take care of mine. And appreciate you. Please feel free to drop your link. I don't have problems with that. So, what do you need to have for a temporary SHTF? What do you need to have? The power goes out in the middle of the night. Do you have a flashlight? Do you have spare batteries? If it is a lithium, do you have a means to charge it? If you're buying lithium stuff, you better have means to charge them. And not say, well, I got an adapter for my wall plug. The power goes out, that wall plug's not going to be working. You need to like, as an example, and I show this all the time, this is a LED lithium. It's got a 18650 battery in it. Might have two. And you push the button, the LEDs light up. It shows you how much power it's got based on how many lights you got on the side. It's got a USB to plug it in. You can charge it. And then it's also got a plug-in where you can plug in your cell phone and charge your cell phone. A little battery bank. I paid $18 for this at Walmart. You can order them if they don't have them. With tax, less than $20. It's very good. It's got a built-in cable. It's nice. It's not heavy. You can fit it in your pocket, but it'll light you up. I use this when I walk around at night. Yes. You need to be able to heat water. Now, if you've got a power station for about $35, you can buy, I'd have to look to see what the prices are right now. You can buy a 12 volt, you can buy a 12 volt powered kettle to heat water. A lot of people, you see them, they do videos. A lot of the people who are doing ration channels or prepping food or whatever, they make coffee or whatever, they have an electric kettle. Heats, boils water, pour, make your whatever. Well, you can use an electric kettle with the power station that can power it on 110. Like most power stations have 12 volt and 110. They have an inverter in them, but the smaller ones don't have a powerful inverter. Now with 12 volt, mom of 4 boys, hello mom of 4 boys. I missed you earlier, wasn't paying attention. Hope you're doing well, Rachel. So as I was saying, with 12 volt direct current, you know, Tesla, back in the day, Nikola Tesla, he was a big advocate of 12 volt. And 12 volt didn't generally catch on. Most everybody uses, even Europeans, everybody around the world uses alternating current, what they call AC. And here it's 110. I think in Europe it's like 120. At any rate, different things require different amounts of power when you're using, you know, AC. You've got stuff that'll run on 100 watts. Very little will run on 100 watts. A lot of your stuff's going to run on 1,000 watts. So if you've got an AC inverter, it needs to be a pure sine, and it has to be powerful enough to run whatever these appliances are. So like I've got a 1200 watt microwave. Well, I've got a Pecron power station that has a 1200 watt pure sine inverter. So I could run that 1200 watt microwave with that Pecron. I'm not going to do it. For one, it drained the internal battery. It would drain it down fairly fast using it like that. What I use my my power stations and my batteries and such for is for 12 volt, because 12 volt appliances like a kettle or a cook pot or a fan or a refrigerator freezer, compressor driven, they run on a lot less power. That fan I just picked up, that would run on 25 watts an hour. It would use 25 watts in 1 hour. So if I ran it overnight and the power was out, it would use a total of 300 watts. Say 12 hours, 25 watts an hour is 300 watts. Now, if the power is out and you've got, you know, a solar setup, you're anticipating solar panels recharging your batteries. Simple. Well, you don't get sun at night. You don't get solar at night. So it's not going to charge at night. Now, if you've got like a little wind turbine set up on your roof or whatever, and it's very windy where you're at, whenever there's wind and that turbine's turning, it's generating power. And you can be recharging your batteries. But with solar, like I've got 8 solar panels on my patio roof. And during the day, and it's a fairly sunny day, it brings in, power. If it's sort of like a wintry day, like during winter, doesn't bring in near as much power as it does during the summer. But it will bring in power. As long as you got light, it'll bring in power. Hey, that's cool. A fire blanket. I don't have one of those. Should look into getting one. Take care, Ulysses. Ulysses might have took off before I got to say that. I'm not paying attention. I'm talking. And yeah, a Honda generator is good. Now, let me tell you a little something other about generators. Generators are great. They're very loud, like a gas generator or one that runs on propane or a dual fuel generator. They're very good as long as you got fuel for them. They're very loud. You can't run them inside. You got to run them outside, and they're going to be very loud. And everybody in the neighborhood is going to know you're running one. So, in a temporary emergency, there's a hurricane, the power's down for a few days. Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with running it. You need to anticipate how much do you need to run for, say, 24 hours or 48 hours or 72 hours. And then chances are you're trying to power your refrigerator, your freezer, your fridge and your freezer. Personally, if I was to buy, and I will probably wind up buying one, but if I buy one, I want to use it with propane. I don't want to use it with gas. For one, the engine will last a lot longer if you're burning propane. It's not near as hard on the engine as gasoline is. And you just have to have propane tanks. I can't tell you a lot about those. I would basically tell you to just go online, and look at them. Look at reviews of them, people who do reviews of items and such. Look at the reviews. What are you going to pay for one? Well, somebody said they bought a Honda. Those are expensive. Hondas are like the Cadillacs. They're very reliable. They're very good. People who are serious about them oftentimes will buy two, and they alternate them. You fill the tank up. When the tank runs down, you start up the other one. Let that one rest. You go back and forth that way. And how long will it run? I think 8 or 10 hours on a tank. If you're drawing a moderate load, 8 or 10 hours on a tank of fuel. Or if you're running propane doesn't give you quite as much power as gasoline does. So if you're using one of these dual fueled ones, you'll get more power when you're using gas through it than when you're using propane. But it's not that much of an appreciable difference, but there is a little bit of a difference. Yeah, you've got a battery in your car, and if you're running your motor, and you got your, and some people like they have trucks, and they'll have an inverter installed. They'll have a spare battery installed. They'll put a spare battery or they'll put a lithium battery. They'll have a setup where it can be charged. When your motor's running, when you're driving, it'll charge it. Or maybe they got a solar panel on the roof. You can charge a lot of stuff. Like if you have a camper trailer, most everything in that is going to be running on 12 volt. Some of it's dual powered, like your heater, your air conditioner. that will be running on AC. Your heater could be running on propane, but propane or AC. You're not going to be running your heater on 12 volt. And but your lights, various, your fan, various electronic products, or you have a cooker or a 12 volt pot or a 12 volt kettle. Any of that will be running. You can run on 12 volt. 12 volt appliances use less than 100 watts of power. Like you got a 12 volt refrigerator freezer, it's probably running when it's running, and they'll cycle on and off. They're compressor driven. Chances are they're using 50 watts of power when they're running. They'll run it about, if you're not running it like on super flat out, if you're running it on a what would be the term, if you're running it like on a standard or on an economy mode, it'll be drawing less than 50 watts of power when it's running, and it cycles on and off. Isobar, welcome Isobar. Well, as an example, I got an iPad, a 10th generation iPad, and this is a 6-foot cable. I'm not charging it right now, but this is USB-C for my iPad, and this is just a regular USB 6 foot. So I plug it into my power station, and I plug it into to charge it. Now, I also it came with an electric adapter to where it plugs into the wall and then plugs into so I can charge it with 110. But this is just for 12 volt charging. I'm doing 12 volt charging with my cell phone using this is my second device. I'm doing USB charging for it. This is USB. I've got 3 Goal Zero lanterns that USB charging. They've also got where I can plug in a USB to charge a phone. They've got a little power bank with them, and also with the Goal Zeros, I can crank them. I can crank charge them. Same thing with emergency radio. I just upgraded emergency radios, and they've got the 18650 batteries in them. They've got a crank, but I can USB or USB-C charge them. And then also I can plug in and charge a phone with that. So for small stuff, it doesn't, and you're using 12 volt, it doesn't take a lot to charge stuff. You can have I'm using a 300 watt power station right now that I use to charge. I'm running my ring light USB. I've got a USB ring light on right now. And I could use a 12 volt kettle. I could use a 12 volt cook pot if I want to. What I would do for heating water, as opposed to using a kettle, I'd basically use a little camp stove with some sterno or camp heat. I put those in the boxes I give away. If you want to look at one of my videos, my goodie box videos and such, you'll see what I put in them. And I usually put 2 different stoves. I put 2 little inexpensive stoves. One of them runs on tabs, fuel tabs. The other one runs on sterno or camp heat. they'll boil water. They'll heat water for you without any problems. You can heat a can of soup or chili or whatever you want you to do, or you can put a pot of water and put a retort pouch in it, like a military retort pouch or a Hormel Complete, one plastic retort pouches. Can heat those up. No problem there. Very inexpensive. Doesn't cost a lot to have them. Doesn't cost a lot to fuel them. I get a 12-pack of canned heat. Each canned heat burns for 6 hours. I can get a 12-pack of canned heat for $20 over at Sam's. Hey, Devil Dog. I hope you're feeling better. I've been praying for you, friend. When you send me your information, please give me a good first name. If I feel a little strange praying for the Devil Dog. You understand? And I won't share your name out with anybody. Well, I'm glad today was a good day. Today was a very hectic day for me. 10 in the house, 14 likes. Please leave a like to support the channel if you've not done so. It'll be greatly appreciated. I used to get a lot of headaches when I was younger. And I suppose, having my father, may rest in peace, had a lot of bad headaches before they found he had a tumor and operated, and he didn't wake up because it was very advanced. But I used to have a lot of headaches, and those are not good. You can't really do anything. You're nowhere at your best when you have a headache. And thank God, I just sort of grew out of them, or something happened. I stopped having them. Very rarely do I have a headache these days. So I'm blessed in that regard. My wife was telling me that my female dog was having issues with her butt, where she'd scratch her butt on the floor. We have to take her to the vet. Periodically take the dogs to the vet. Cost me $300-400 every time the dogs go to the vet, and it's like, man, more expensive for the dogs than it is for me. But I had given my wife some Boudreaux's butt cream. I don't know if you're familiar with Boudreaux's butt cream. You use it for babies and for chafing and for rashes and such. Well, she put some of that on the dog's butt, and the dog was very happy. So no, if you're the least bit, redneck, like Boudreaux's butt cream or Goody powders, like instead of aspirin, you take Goody powders for pain. If you're from the South, you probably know what I'm referring to. Get a headache, you take some Goody powders, and baby's got a rash, you use some Boudreaux's butt cream. Yep, $345. It's not cheap. I mean, I take both dogs in. I've been hit for like $600, $650. And I get onto the wife, she says, oh, it'll be a couple of $100. Bullshit. Bull BS. There's a short going around of this little kid. It's a political one. And they got this little kid. The little kid knows how to say BS. Little giggly kid, little 3-4-year-old kid. And it's a political one. And, it's got the politician, talking and everything. And the kid cuts to the kid, and the kid says, bull, S-H-I-T, and it goes back, and it's got the kid giggling, saying, bull, and the bull, bull, S-H-I-T, bull, S-H-I-T, bull, S-H-I-T, says it 3 or 4 times giggling. And it's like, that's a good, that's a funny one, funny. Hello, Mr. Whistle. Thank you for coming. Hope you're having a good day. So, I'm on the road to 1700. I'm at 1675. I was hoping I'd be there by tomorrow. I don't think I'm going to make it. But when I hit 1700, I will look at the last 5 videos I've released, check to see who has left a comment on each of the last 5 videos, supportive comment, on each of the last 5 videos I have released. And if you're one of those people, your name will go in the hat. I'll do a drawing. I'll video it, doing the drawing. I usually make a little effort out of it. You'll get to see me probably eat a taco and drink some coffee and talk a little bit, and then we'll, figure out who's in the drawing, do the drawing, and then you get to see me load the box. And I will likely release it as a premiere. Now, the thing about the premieres, the comments evaporate at the end of the premiere. Same thing with the end of a live stream, the comments evaporate. Now, I understand if you're using a laptop, you can still see them afterwards. You can go back and look at them. But I traditionally been using my iPhone, and no. So one of the reasons why I'm in the habit of writing down who comes in and leaves me comments. Yeah, I thought that might be military related. If you were in the Marines, thank you for your service. What is it? Semper Fi? Always faithful? But for those of you who serve, thank you for your service. If you are a responder or law enforcement, thank you for your service. They're not doing it to get rich, and they risk their lives, and many have been crippled or have died serving our country. Got to respect them. You see an old veteran, with a Vietnam cap or Desert Storm or whatever, thank them for their service. Treat them with respect. Treat all old people with respect. It's like giving back. You got to earn, you earn the right. When you're little, they take care of you, your parents. When your parents get old, you got to take care of them. Likewise, you've got to, you want to be a leader, you got to start out being a follower. And people ask me, you were a principal? Well, yeah, I started out teaching. Now I'm back teaching again. You start out and you got to work your way up. It's like promotions. You're teacher, and then you're assistant principal, and then you're principal. Now, some people go from teacher to principal, if like in a small school district, or whatnot. If you come up through a small school district, a lot of times there's not an assistant principal. There's just the principal. And the principal does everything, especially in smaller schools. I've been a principal where I had an assistant principal, and I've been a principal where I didn't have an assistant principal. It's much preferable having an assistant principal. They can take care of a lot of your discipline and your headache stuff. Yep, Semper Fidelis. Well, thank you for your service. My father and my uncle both served 3 years during the war, 43 to 46. And came back telling stories. I used to love when I was a little boy listening to those stories, those war stories. I lost an uncle. He was in a bomber, first lieutenant. He got shot down over Austria. They were bombing, these waves of bombers and, the anti-aircraft flak and, enemy fighters. He got shot down. Devastating to my aunt, losing her husband. They were young. May he rest in peace. I never knew him. This was during the Second World War, 75, 80 years ago. Oh, I don't know about that. I was good. My staff always liked me because I always supported my staff. If they had an issue with the parent or with the student, I always supported my staff, and I always took care of them. We'd do monthly meals. I'd remember birthdays. Everybody sign a birthday card. There'd be a cake at the end of the month for all the people with birthdays. I would try to treat people the way I want to be treated. I was very popular as a principal. Some principals are not too popular with their staff. Yeah, and in Little Lone Prepper, it's true. A lot of times, they like some of the young bloods. They love to, masters of science, masters of arts, whatever, and they do their little on their emails, and they love to let you know that they've got a master's degree. And I said, that's good. It's good you got a master's degree. I got 2 of them myself. Sometimes they look at me when I tell them I got 2 of them myself, But legitimately, I do have 2 master's degrees. And I got the last one finished the last one in 95, and that's when the internet came out. It was in 1995. So I had completed my education in 1995, last of my education. And then they started, coming out with the internet. When I did research, we had bound periodicals. We had microfiche, where you got to go hunt down what microfiche you need and put in a little microfiche player and project it and fast forward and all this to try to zoom in and, make copies of stuff, back in the old days, used to pay a dime per copy. I don't know what they are now. It used to be about a dime a copy. Or maybe they were a nickel. But they weren't very much. And Melinda, thank you for linking channels. Take care, Holly Ivans. Thank you for coming in. Appreciate you. Yeah, like with older people. Physically, when you get older, a lot of times you can't do what you did when you were younger. You're not as fast, you're not as coordinated, you're not as strong. You don't have the wind that you used to have as far as being able to put forth a lot of effort, for an extended period of time. But a lot of older people did their best work when they were old. Like a lot of the authors, writers, they've done their best work when they were, in their 70s and 80s. So, mentally, as your body tends to, if you stay sharp mentally, and then, your wisdom. Most young people are not wise. They say wisdom comes with age. So, there are benefits. There are benefits. And then the other thing is, you just can't let yourself go to seed, as they say. The old saying is, you go to seed. You just can't let it go to seed. You got to watch your weight. Uh, when you get older, you eat less, but you gain weight. Your metabolism slows down. Uh, I don't eat near what I used to when I was younger. Look at me, 250 pounds. I'm 6'3" and 250 pounds. And you might think, well, that's not that fat. Well, no, it's not that fat. But I mean, I have a. This is where the fat is. Right here. You look at me, my legs, my arms, my back. I don't have stuff hanging off, but right in here, I'm dad bod or granddad bod or whatever you want to call it. Had a sarcastic kid tell me I had a camel's hump on my stomach. Sarcastic little SOB, you know. But then that's what I teach. I teach the behavioral unit. I teach the kids that have poor poor behavioral kids, skills that always get in trouble, you know. That's what I teach. Eight in the house, 16 likes. Please leave a like to support the channel. It'll be greatly appreciated. That is true. That is true. Back in the day, I could do a lot more. Today, nope. I'm not that coordinated. I bump into stuff. My wife gets onto me. She thinks I do it on purpose. Why in the hell would I bump in and hurt myself on purpose? You know, my depth perception is off. I park and I'm a couple of feet farther out than I need to be. It's like, oh well. I look at the back. Am I sticking out too much? No, leave it alone. I don't have very good depth perception. And I need to go have my eyes checked and get new glasses, and I'm like blind. They have to send off when they make glasses for me. They have to send off. I'm blind. Truly blind. So Dave and Echo were lucky. The hurricane didn't. It was a Category 1. It didn't do that much to them. They were lucky. And they were prepared. They were pretty well prepared for it. If you're not prepared for emergencies, you know, you can go online and look at what FEMA, the American Red Cross, suggests that you have. They'll tell you in an emergency, don't expect help for a week. In a major emergency, don't expect help for a week. You better have a week's worth of bottled water. You better have a week's worth of canned food, your medication, hygiene products, your means to, your medication, everything. Better have some flashlights and batteries. You're going to have to rough it for about a week. Now, it might not be a week. It might be 2 or 3 days, but they say it might be a week. Then they start coming in with humanitarian rations and cases of water, and they start distributing stuff, In the meantime, you got all the various electrical linemen from all over the place coming in trying to restart your power, because everything needs power to work. And you're going to probably lose what's in your refrigerator. You're going to lose what's in your freezer. You better get ready to have a cookout, cook it all up, because you're going to lose a bunch of stuff. And that's what happens. Hello, Michaela Missick. Thank you for coming. Welcome. So it was a fairly long day. I had a lot of stuff I was doing, trying to get straightened out, get all my bills transferred over. Been dealing with my retirement check, trying to get it transferred over for direct deposit. I had it set for direct deposit, but I had to close that account down. So I have all these different utilities and various bills and such that had to get transferred over. Go to work tomorrow. I'll get up about 5:30. I'll be at work before 7. Tomorrow's going to be a work day. Well, it's going to be a nuts and bolts day where you basically sit and listen to the administration talk about all the things that you need to do or that need to be done or that procedures and all that stuff that they have to do to cover their butts. You get about an hour, hour and a half for lunch. We'll go through the same thing on Wednesday. There'll be 2 days of that. I was told that they'll try to get through about 12:30 on Wednesday, so that the afternoon after we eat, we'll be able to be in our rooms, and do what we need to do in our rooms, I'm blessed. I'm at a good school. People might not think it's a good school, but it's a good school. I've got good staff. Support staff is good. Got a nice room. Look at my shorts, you'll see what my room looks like. If you want the opportunity to win my next goodie box, 1,700 subscriber goodie box, I'm 25 short of 1,700 subscribers. When I get there, make sure you've left me a like and a supportive comment on each of the last 5 videos I've released. The last video I released was the goodie box for the Black Widow. Prior to that, the last video before that was about a 1.5 minute video on my Bouge RV, latest acquisition, Bouge RV CR45 12 volt compressor driven refrigerator freezer, dual zone. Hello, little lone prepper. So, I've been here for about an hour. I'm getting a little tired. I appreciate you guys coming in. I always enjoy it when my live streams and I get my friends coming in. When you wake up in the morning, thank God for the day. You don't know how much time you have. Say the Lord's Prayer, drink a cup of coffee, take your medication, contemplate what's going on, get ready for the day. And everybody have a blessed day. Life is good, but it is what it is. Hopefully, we'll see you back here tomorrow at 7 p.m. for another edition of Coffee Talk. Bye-bye. Thank you.